Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to prayer time. My name is Joe, and this beautiful Friday evening. Oh, what a week we've been through here. But we're done. We have the weekend ahead here. The weekend is ahead here, I should say. Uh, we got Thursday ahead. We're almost there. We're literally right there. And what a blessing this week has been. A lot of beautiful weather, fall colors coming in. Hello from Calgary. Nice. I love it. I love it. We're throughout the world here. We got practitioners, we got ministers. We have people from Great Britain. And what a crazy idea this new thought movement is that we have so many just different voices, and that's one of the things I really do love about being a part of this prayer team is that we're all in different time zones. We all have different backgrounds. Like my background, I'm a Unitarian Universalist. That's my jam. Um, and we just come together and hold this prayer, this thing called prayer here. So my name is Joe. I am a practitioner of science of mind teaching. Well, what does that mean? Well, that basically means that I hold consciousness, I hold prayer, I hold this thing called affirmative prayer. So I pray knowing this greater truth, even if it's not in that realm or in our vision point that we see in front of it. I pray knowing that greater truth, knowing that yes, that I know to be for in existence, no matter what that is here. So whether it's greater abundance, whether it's peace and healing, we have a lot of things that we just hold here. And, we're part of this New Thought prayer team. Now, if you do have something on your mind here that you do need us to hold in prayer, we have a very simple email address below. It's just prayer@ntmedia.org. And we have practitioners and ministers alike who we take that very seriously. We hold that prayer request in our heart space. We normally pray on it. I have a buddy of mine who talks about praying till we see a demonstration. I normally like praying on it for a week straight. I normally pray twice a day. Some practitioners are more, some ministers are less. It just depends on what our spiritual practice is that we have. And if you've never been a part of this program before, we have a lot of programs here at New Thought Media. We have the morning sip, which is our spiritual practice. We have Reverend Z being a hero. There's just so many great programs that we have. Reverend Steph. I love listening to Reverend Steph in the morning. She's one of my parts of my own spiritual practice while I'm working at my job. So kudos to just all the beautiful beings of love and light that we have here, and we're able to hold this prayer. So we do pray 8:15 in the morning and 9:15 or 8:15 in the morning, 8:15 p.m. in the evening Mountain Standard Time. And if you do like what we're doing here, there is an ability for you to help out the network. There's a link right over there. Press that donate button. It goes to a good cause. It helps us expand our programming, expand the equipment that we have to provide more, not only just music, but concert series, lecture series, classes that we teach on here. There's so many ministers and practitioners that are donating their time and energy to really making this world a better place, one class at a time. So I encourage you, if you have a chance to do that, take advantage of that as well. And we're going to go ahead and get into prayer here. So before we get into prayer, I just like to read. I always like reading something. Normally it's either out of Science of Mind textbook. Sometimes it's out of Emerson. Sometimes it's whatever my heart space is. And today's is from the Science of Mind textbook. I have this big old giant honking textbook here. It's actually both editions of it. But today's reading is called Spirit Works for Us by Working Through Us. And it's really what affirmative prayer is here. The thing then works for us by spreading through us and is us always. It cannot work for us in any other way. It spreads itself over the whole universe and shouts at us from every angle. But it can become power to us only when we recognize it as a power. We recognize that it is while we are believing that it is not. Hence it is written, they entered not because of unbelief. We may enter in because of our belief, but we cannot enter while there is unbelief. Here we come to a house divided against itself. If we say we only experience a little good, then we should experience but a little good. But if we say with Emerson, my boy here, love Emerson, there is no great and no small to the soul that maketh all, then we may experience a greater good because we have conceived it. Therefore, our belief sets the limit to our demonstration of a principle which of itself is without limit. It is ready to fill everything because it is infinite. So it is not a question of willingness or its ability. It is a question of our own receptivity. I always think of, when I was thinking of that passage, whenever we're in an offertory, and at Mile High Church where I was a practitioner at, uh, it would say blessings multiplies as we give, so too we shall receive. And it's that idea of circulation that comes in. If we can vision that abundance in front of us, see and know that truth, that it is there, that's what circulates to us. We're planting that seed there. We're saying, hey, we're doing the spiritual work here. We're putting that trust in here. I know that to be the case. And that's all what affirmative prayer really is. And in the end is we're not praying to something or praying like begging or pleading. We're praying knowing something is there. It is already there. We don't have to do anything. It is just done. It is about putting our intention into that knowledge that it is there. And it's all about that process. It's about that repetition of knowing those truths and just being one with that receptivity, being one with that consciousness, that awareness that there is no point where God, where receptivity, where spirit is not with us. There's no point where that abundance is not with us. So that's the reading for today. So we're going to go ahead and get ready for prayer. And wherever you're at here, I just invite you to just kind of stretch it out. I always love stretching out before a prayer. I know it sounds really cheesy, but I don't care if you're young or old. Stretch it out, relax, kind of get in the mood here. You got to let that body, that monkey mind, just slow down. Slow down. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this beautiful Thursday in this prayer here. And what a joy it is to be in this virtual room, to be in this experience, this community, this New Thought prayer team, part of this greater whole. For I see that when I wake up in the morning, I see the beautiful sun and the mountains out in the distance. I see and hear a baby crying. I see and hear a baby laughing and chuckling while playing with a toy. I see this greater laughter, this greater experience, this thing called life. And I see it exist in all things around me, from a bird to just a dog or a cat. I just see all these beautiful beings of light that are part of this greater thing that we know as God. And I know that this presence exists in all things, whether animal, creature, plant. They're all part of this greater whole, this greater truth of spirit. And it doesn't matter what I call it, whether I call it spirit, God, divine force, this higher power, nature, whether I call it Buddha, whether I call it love, it doesn't matter. It is that greater power of being. It is all there is in this period. And there's no part in my existence where I am not one with this energy. For I know this truth for me, and I know this truth for every man, woman, and child that's hearing this prayer, whether this evening, whether in the morning, whether on a replay, whether a week from now watching on a replay. I know that as these words are spoken and heard, that this greater consciousness of being, this unification of spirit is in form. And in this journey, this beautiful journey, I know that all paths lead to the divine. Whether somebody is struggling financially or at the top of the mountain and feeling great and abundant, I know that all pass on that. Every step, every part of that journey is part of this divine truth known as spirit. And I know that in this journey, there's truly no place where I am alone. I know this truth for all that are in this part of the spiritual path. And this greater peace, this greater being, this greater calmness, this serenity that I know exists within my heart, I know it's part of this greater whole, this greater world consciousness, this uplifting of love and light, which I see and form. I just know and affirm that this truth, this greater consciousness, comes to the forefront this evening. That it's not about the division or how we are different, but it's how we are the same. For whether man, woman, child, no matter our ethnicity, our religion, our spiritual background, we are all just beautiful spiritual warriors on this path and this thing called life. And I just say these words of truth, just knowing the beauty in the journey, knowing the joy in the journey, knowing the path that is ahead is full of this love and light, knowing that those who are on this path of recovery from health issues or going through these experiences due to this pandemic, I know that they are in this divine path, that spirit exists around them, that this God presence exists with them, in them, that divine intelligence is there. It exists in every nurse practitioner, every being that surrounds them with help. I just know and affirm this divine calling of universal intelligence being there. And I just give you deep gratitude for being able to share my love and my light as a practitioner, being able to share this journey, this room, part of this greater whole, being a part of this New Thought Media Network team, being a part of this spiritual team, being a practitioner. I'm just in deep gratitude for being able to say yes and being able to be this beautiful, abundant being of God, which I just know this truth for all that are on this call. And knowing that nothing else needs to be said, knowing that this prayer is just filling my heart and my soul, my essence. I'm flowing with just this emotion, this divine love. My heart has run full with. Nothing else needs to be said. I just simply fall into the breath. I just release this into this beautiful law of love and light, this beautiful alchemy of spirit that exists into form, knowing nothing else needs to be said. I just let it be. Take away the mind. Just let it be. And together, I invite you, no matter what part of the planet you are, I just invite you together to say, and so it is. Oh, all right. I got to stretch it out again here. I'm a big believer and proponent of stretching out after prayers. Even when I'm in service, I always love just kind of stretching it out a little bit. Reach to the ceiling. That's always good. If you guys have a chance tomorrow morning, we have beautiful morning programming I'd invite you to take a gander at. And, it's definitely worth its weight. And then we also got our weekend stuff coming up too. I do apologize if anybody was trying to get a hold of us or there's been a day or two where we have not had evening prayers. I actually threw out my back, and I will admit it. I had to go see a Mr. Chiropractor to find that divine perfection and health. So I do apologize on that, but we're going to try and make sure that we have that programming for you because I know how much of a spiritual pick-me-up it is. So, just giving deep gratitude here. We're going to go ahead and end tonight, but I wanted to just share with you how much joy there is in this journey here and how much of a beautiful week it is ahead. So one more day to go. We're almost there, but I wish you all much love and light, my friends. Peace and blessings until we meet again or see each other again. Just be safe. Namaste. And so it is. Have a great night. Goodbye now.